Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. How is everyone doing this beautiful and lovely Friday morning? I'm just gonna be drawing, finishing up on this character. I meant to had, I was planning on shading him yesterday and the day before. The only issue is my friend had some Steam games that she didn't want to claim. So then I said, "Oh yeah, okay, I'll take them." And then one of the games was Crusader Kings 3, and I'm like, "You know what? Let me play this game of all games." And then I got addicted to Crusader Kings 3, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So now I'm gonna try and get back on track with this. I'm sorry, people. I thought I would have been done by now, but I'm not. Excuse me. I think what I'm gonna do is just do a single cell shade for the shadow. I'm not gonna go too in depth with my shading because this is merely meant to just sort of show and give shape and form to the character. I may want to play with the shading when I'm done because this is either it's too dark or it's not dark enough for the shading. This is coming along quite nicely. Now, why did I choose redheads? Hmm, I would say that not many characters these days are redheads or are kept as redheads, especially with what, Hollywood is doing. They just race swap every single white redheaded character into a black person. And I'm like, you know what? No, like, let me add two redheads to my show. Well, one of them is a redhead. Like, this guy is the redhead, whereas the other character, she more so has just straight up orange hair. Because, like Scottish people and Irish people, they're actually, like, very beautiful people. So, like, I just wanted to make two of my characters redheads. And then there's already gonna be, like, and then there are three other characters who just so happen to be black. Like, the leader of the faction is a black man. There is then going to be a pop star. She's more so like the media or celebrity of the group, where she is very entrenched in social platforms. She can get information, she can sort of pull strings on the social aspect, and that's how the group gets some of their funding, as well as how they can get into places like events or like other things such as that. I'm working on the final main character for the Seven Sages. It's just, I know I want her to have this sort of gothic Lolita design, but as far as everything else, sadly, I haven't really workshopped and brainstormed how I'm going to go about it yet. Like her story, or. I mean, I do know her drawback, her righteous anger. Let me just open my Google.com notes real quick. Her is hands that shed innocent blood. She's kind of like Ayo. Her story is that she was experimented on, leaving her in a coma. So basically, in this sort of world, when magic returned, there was sort of a rough transitory period. This is called the. I haven't found a proper name for it, but there was like this week long sickness that caused people to fall ill. Like, there was vomiting, there was comas, there was just a lack of energy. A lot of people were gravely injured, and some of their injuries even go into modern day. But essentially, the children who were born and brought up during that time, individuals who were born between 1999 and 2001, they are called the Millennium Children, which is sort of this prophetic term or this prophetic word choice for men and women who were either born who were born in that 3 year time period where magic was returning, and they have the highest propensity for magic in their body. they also end up being some of the most creative magic users as well. Like they have like if they wanted to, they could warp reality with the best or worst of intentions. Something seems off. I may, in fact, have to do a second shading layer, if I'm being completely honest, because this is not looking good. Something definitely seems off with the way I'm shading. Either the brush I'm using or the way I'm shading it, this just seems off to me. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna go about shading this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, but I'm gonna be going downtown around 5 o'clock, 5:30, because there is, at least there's supposed to be, a tree lighting that's happening downtown, where we have. So basically, every year we have this giant Christmas tree that we set up and light up around November time. So I'm definitely gonna be going to that event. It's just gonna be a nice night to get out the house, enjoy myself, do some fun stuff. XYZ, XYZ. I want to get out the house more and go to and enjoy events. And it's been kind of sad for me because I've been applying to different jobs that will let me go downtown and be downtown, but I haven't been getting hired. And I don't know, it's sort of wild that I have graduated from college. I have a bachelor's degree of all things, and then no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, I can't find a job. Like, that's the really wild part. And I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm trying everything I have been trying, applying to different jobs, looking for things locally, trying to start my own business with my YouTube channel, and it feels like nothing is catching, nothing is hooking. I mean, I have noticed that some of my old videos have picked up recently and people have started watching them, and I'm thankful for that. Like, thank you guys for watching some of my old videos. It's just been really wild and crazy to me that I've been at this for what, almost, I would say I've been regularly posting and regularly doing these live streams for at least 2, almost 3 years now. And I'm still this small. I mean, I guess success comes at different times for different people, but it's still hard, trying and working hard and wanting to make a future for yourself, and then seeing other people get ahead. I mean, I'm not envious. I'm just like, I've had issues with envy before. Like, I'm just gonna be completely honest and I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. I have had issues with envy. Like, there have been some people who I've known in college that are like ahead now, and I've been envious of them in the past. But like, after prayer and reading my Bible and just like taking a sec to, after prayer, reading my Bible and just taking a second to just step back, like, I've worked on my envy issues. It's just now there's like a patience game and a waiting game. I mean, I knew this route wasn't going to be easy, but I never imagined that I would at least try to put so many things in place and then get no fruit from my labor. Hmm. And just as I say that, I literally get two emails, one from the Raleigh Convention Center, the other from a uh, one from the Raleigh Convention Center, the other from a maintenance, the other from like the Raleigh, another from the Raleigh Convention Center actually. Wow. Only issue is that those are nighttime positions, and I'm trying to kind of get something during the day. You know what? I'm not gonna be picky. Okay, the Lord set this up for me, so I'm gonna take my chance on it. Maybe I can get an interview and get something or do something. Who knows? You know, it's wild. Like I was talking about despair and gloom and doom, and literally as I was scrolling through my phone just now, like I get an email, two emails. Like that's kind of wild. Now I kind of don't know what to do. It's like my brain stopped working while I was animating. I mean, while I was drawing, and I don't know what to do now because I don't know how I want to shade this guy. So I think I'm gonna take a break, step back from him, and work on my animation that I've been working on. The I'll say, oh Lord have mercy, this Photoshop is like gotta hear. Nah, I can't do that midstream because y'all might see something y'all not supposed to. Not that I'm a nasty person, but like, just I want to keep my business my business. Okay, Adobe Animate. But yeah, I got Crusader Kings 3, Greedfall, Dota 2. Y'all can just see like my entire like I don't know why I keep everything over here, but I got Other Side, Greedfall, Crusader Kings 3, Dota 2, some other games as well because my friend essentially just straight up said like, "Hey, I got all these free games, but I don't play them, so you can take them off my hands," and I took them, and I played Crusader Kings 3 all night last night, and now my freaking Wi-Fi is terrible right now. I just lost a few frames and my signal's gone down. I mean, and here's the wild thing is my Ethernet cord is plugged up straight to my router, so I probably have the best connection in the whole freaking house. I think it's because I forgot to restart my computer. Because I've just been having it running since last night. I mean, it was in sleep mode, but it's just been running. So I think that sort of screwed me over. So I'm just going to switch over to my animation and work on this for a little while because I'm tired. And let me go over to here. And I'm going to. So basically, I'm working with a bit of audio right now. I had recorded myself and I am animating a voiceover over that recording. Essentially, trying to. Essentially, I want to work on my lip syncing as well as my attention to detail and time mapping. That's one of the difficulties I have. Going on this journey and growing in my art, though it's been small and subtle, it has very much been something that I have liked enjoyed and have wanted to grow and continue to pursue. Like, it's been very difficult, but nonetheless, I do like and enjoy this process of making characters, of writing, of doing many different things in order to try and grow and develop and get better. And it's hard, it's a bit of a struggle, but as I have grown and as I have tried to get better at my craft, I've learned that I also enjoy doing other things as well. I like making videos. I like doing other things in that vein. It's been very fun. It's been very exciting and even eye opening just how much of the process I could like and enjoy. And so that's why I have been working on other videos because there have been things intermittently that I've learned through my process. And there's also many opinions, as dangerous as opinions can be in this day and age, that I have also grown and developed. And I try to, while I am no saint, I at least try to stand on a righteous path and use my discernment to call out things that are damaging not just to oneself, but that can be potentially damaging to other people. Disparity, things that are unfair, things that don't need to be as difficult or as hard as they are. I'm working on two videos. One is going to be a character concept video where I go over the concept and art of Saren, his sort of backstory, as well as the design choices I chose for him and his outfit, and sort of his personality through his poses. I then also am going to be working on a video for artists and people who try to do freelance. Because essentially, to summarize that video, as someone who has gone to college, or people who pursue art or pursue a craft, they spend a very long time trying to hone it, trying to get better at it, trying to essentially become a master so they can at least have a workable uh, platform for themselves to find work, to find future jobs. And so, in today's day and age, people want individuals who have several years of work experience for entry level positions, essentially gatekeeping work or trying to get the most results and the most progress with the least amount of effort put into the actual craft and fine tuning of that craft, leading to an employment epidemic where people cannot find work because they do not have the experience for it or because jobs are just not being posted for it. Many of these different companies are either only hiring in house and giving promotions to other people, or they have extremely high qualifications for low level jobs that are meant to be entry level for anyone. And to go into media and entertainment specifically, in house production of media, movies, entertainment has widely been outsourced. Very few companies even work on their projects in house anymore, usually opting to outsource the work to other companies. My mom just sent me a to-do list of house chores I need to get done. So, hmm, yeah, I think I can take care of that because the event starts at like 5:30, so I got plenty of time to get stuff done, charge my phone if I need to or want to. And I'm gonna have to charge my portable charger too, just in case like I get lost or in case there's no plugs or anything. Cause shoot, I tell you, I mean, downtown Raleigh isn't dangerous, but it can be sort of wild from time to time. Like I was on the bus yesterday going to the mall because I wanted a coffee and a quiche. And by the time the bus had pulled in, there was like this there were like these two guys. They weren't like fighting, but they were arguing back and forth. And then they went around the corner behind the mall, behind the bus station, and I didn't wait to see what was going on. I just walked up on out of there. Like I'm the kind of person who stays away from this. Like I will tell you straight up, I do not like confrontation. I do not like fighting. I mean, now if it's an instance where I have to defend myself, like yeah, that's common sense. Defend yourself, keep yourself safe. But when it comes to like starting physical conflicts, that's not me, Chief. I am a servant of the I'm a servant of the Lord. Because you know, and then I think like you know, if God really wanted to, He probably could have thrown hands, but He didn't. He's better than me. I mean, well, He quite literally is better than me. But like, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. And you see, that's why I like media and stories that take inspiration from the Bible because people, the Bible is already a way and method of connecting with people and connecting with our God for those who are Christian. But then seeing stories that have heavy influence from the Bible, like Narnia, like Genshin Impact to an extent, and other forms of media, it's fun to see these narratives not warped, but given characterization. It's only sadly the Christian community has a bad habit of demonizing media. And I will say that you as someone who watches content have every right to scrutinize what you watch to ensure that it is safe not only for your own consumption but the consumption of your children and those who are under you as a caretaker. Yet at the same time, there should be instances where you can take things with a grain of salt. Because I do think nowadays there are those who fear the devil more than they love God. Like that's just like I'd probably get crucified if I had a bigger channel and I said this, but nowadays I do truly believe that there are more people who fear the devil than love God and are more so afraid of consequences than taking a chance and spreading love and harmony. But then at the same time, it is that sort of balancing act of spreading harmony versus enabling people. And I do think that there have also been some individuals who have taken to enabling behaviors instead of standing up for what's right. So it's a balancing act of spreading love and spreading appreciation and keeping people accountable for what they do. Because there have been some individuals who have yelled at folks and shouted at them and condemned them to hell and hellfire. And I'm like, y'all, we can't be doing this now. Like, yeah, let's call out the bad behavior, but in that same vein, like let's not everything is of the devil. Now I've just been talking so much, like that's one of the downsides to me, I guess, is I will talk and then I'll draw and then I'll talk some more, which isn't a bad thing. But I often find myself not being able to draw or maintain drawing as I talk more and more and more and delve into more deeper subjects. You know, it's kind of wild now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I have not been drawing as much as I usually do. And I'm thinking, like, okay, now I know for a fact I have not given up on my craft. I have not given up on my art. Like, that is something I love with a passion. That is something that I could never give up on. Like this is a fervor. Okay, this is like a divine calling. I mean, that was probably a bit unhinged of me to say, but like I am very passionate about my art, and I am very passionate about the goals that I have for my art. But it's like I've been there have been some invisible reins that have been pulled on me a little bit. Like, hey, you may want to slow down so you don't burn out. Because I have like hundreds of different ideas and things I want to do and things I want to get done and projects I'm working on. But there have been times where I've slowed down. Not burn out, just slow down with them so then I can't complete them in a timely fashion or manner that I want to. And then I see other people like such amazing animations, and I'm like, why can't my work be like that? Or like, these guys have such amazing animations, and I'm just sitting here, and they have like thousands of subscribers, and I'm just sitting here. So it becomes like, when do I take my time? And I guess I should say, hmm, honestly, I don't know what I should say. I don't know what I should do to an extent. I guess all I can do is just do what I've been doing and then work on videos as they come by, because that's really all I can do. Because I have audio for at least 3 videos in the works. Well, 2 videos and sort of one rehash of a previous video that I want to go back and remake into something else. because that was just, it wasn't terrible, but it was like, you know, this video I'm talking about, I've kind of rehashed this subject before, so maybe I should change it. You know, I do think that I made a good choice in the concept I wanted to make. Like this idea of righteous fury and righteous hatred, sort of this duality of revenge and justice. At what point does one become the other, or one gets corrupted into the other? And just how far will someone go to get their quote unquote just desserts? And I guess it could be said that there's probably a reason why I've held off on this, because it may just not be time yet. Like maybe there's going to be, I don't know, like some big global event, and that's when this story will need to be told. But I'm not gonna rush it. I'm definitely gonna take my time and just try to do my best with what I have, because I do know that eventually something will come. Like that's the crazy part about the world we live in, is that despite everything, despite whatever hardship we may be going through, and the tears we want to cry, and the anger that we want to express in the world, it is literally impossible to be trying your best doing your most and nothing come from the hard work that you've been putting in. Because at that point, if you are trying so hard and doing so many things and yet nothing is happening and nothing is going right for you, not even like vagaries going right or just simple things going right for you, but like nothing is going right for you, then you may need to go to church. Like you may be cursed, you may need like a baptism or I don't know, like an exorcism cuz there may be demons at work if I'm being completely honest. But then again, we do live in a corrupt world. Like I'm not trying to sound like an activist, but we do live in a world of corruption where there are just some things that are not fair. So while it would be easiest to just blame everything on a demon, at the same time, it could just be you. Like, this could just be me, and I probably have some drawbacks or some things that I'm either consciously or willfully ignorant to. I mean, either willfully or unwillfully ignorant to where I'm doing that's affecting my work. And I won't know until I take some time to just look deep and look inward around myself. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I am an artist and animator. I like to draw, do character art, animate, make short videos. Right now, I am working on a show called, well, originally it was called Witches 13 because there was going to be 13 main characters, but I decided to downsize it to just 7 characters. And so essentially it follows 7 men and women who are seeking revenge. It has heavy Christian inspiration where there are 6 things the Lord despises. The seventh is the most deplorable. Essentially, these 7 people have righteous hatred. They are justified in them seeking revenge because what was done to them was deplorable and despicable. And I'm taking inspiration from those 7 things to sort of etch out a character. And so, what I'm also doing is not only taking the 7 things that the Lord despises, but I'm also taking the 7 deadly sins and the 7 heavenly virtues as well. And I'm working with those concepts and ideas to sort of make characters that have fallen from grace in a sense, or who have lost hope, and so they seek frivolous, momentary things in order to satiate themselves. And there are various different people and entities from various different phases and corners of life. There are 2 scientists, an engineer. One is sort of like a kid street performer. The other one is a musical artist. And then the final one, I haven't figured out what she's gonna be. But she's gonna be, I think, someone of status. So essentially, what happened is that around the year 2000, there was an event known as the Cascade, which caused magic to return to the world. So essentially, the world had no magic, and then magic came back. It's sort of a reference to both Revelations and the Apocalypse, as well as the Book of Enoch and sort of angels coming down and gifting knowledge and forbidden divine knowledge to humans. So it's this mix of a new platinum age where now everyone in the world can use magic, and society has sort of reshaped and molded itself to allow for humans to use magic. So there's green renewable energy, there are flying cars, there are floating buildings, there are like underground and underwater factory cities or bases and stuff like that. People essentially living their best life. And it is inspired by Judeo Christian, the Judeo Christian religion of like ascension and growing better and becoming more knowledgeable about certain things and aspects. And so, despite this being a new earth, there are echoes and shades from the previous life, old grudges, old feelings and desires. Like, despite everything, despite everyone having magic, everyone having the ability and capacity to do whatever they want to do, be whatever they want to be, grow in whatever way and method they desire, there are still echoes from the past that haunt people to the current day. So it's this world that is a combination of hope and potential, as well as these shades and echoes from that hope of the past, if that makes sense. Ooh, I got some viewers. Hello, everybody. How are you? Somebody sent me a text. Oh, that was just the text about the chores my mom sent me. And so I finally have a rough script of how the pilot is going to the tongue tied. You see, I have Invisalign, and so even though I've gotten used to it, I've had them for about a month now. There are still moments and times where I get tongue tied or I may lisp a little bit. So excuse me for that. So the pilot is going to follow one of the main characters. He's actually the newest character. And so his whole backstory is that he was a military vet who went under experimentation when magic returned to the world. So people were trying to make super soldiers with magic. He was one of the test subjects. And essentially, the experiment left him barren. So, despite having a fiance, despite planning to get married and have children, the big reason why he did everything and worked towards his goals is for that. That is now gone. That was now taken from him. So now he's sort of become just this wandering soul. And so he goes into the facility and he sees a woman who is another one of the main characters, and she's sort of like infiltrating the facility. She's under the guise of like a researcher for the base, but she's really just doing some shady stuff like stealing information and using her magic to set traps or set up rooms and different things like that in the area. And so he chases her down, and that is when outside he sees that she slips something to a kid. And this kid is another member of the organization. He's like the youngest member. He's a master at illusion magic. He has these different clones and these different shapes and things that he's doing to distract a crowd of people, only to realize that he's not actually there, and he's actually standing on a rooftop talking to like the big main character and leader. And so the guy tries to chase them down, but he loses them. And then the following day, he learns that the facility where he was at was raided, and there was this huge expose where there was an information leak about experimental magic usage and illegal alchemical creations and potions being made that have dire effects on people. And so, even though this particular facility was taken down, he still has revenge that he desires because he wants to go after the specific scientist and his commanding officer that told him that this was going to be a safe procedure. And so he manages to track down the group, gets recruited, and then they become like the seven sages, where they are seeking justice for how they have been wronged. And so I've been working on different sketches of these characters in my sketchbook. Ooh, you know what? Actually, yeah, that would be really fun. Like for I don't know, like maybe when I reach 500 subscribers or when I reach 1,000, I'll do like a sketchbook crawl where I'll go over my different designs, the different things that I've drawn and done and worked on with my sketchbook. How it went from being like a Witches 13 sort of creation dev book to just me sketching anything and everything I wanted to. Which I mean is alright, because that's usually what happens with sketchbooks. You go in thinking you're gonna have a theme for your book, and then it ends up just being a collection of different sketches and different things like that. Ooh, I got two more watchers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Owoh's Corner. I'm working on some character designs right now, so try to be patient with me. Did I say character designs? I meant some character animations. I'm so used to saying character designs like when you work on something for so long, your mind gets confused. So you gotta be like on point with what you're saying and what you're doing. It's all good. Such is life. Such is life. Such is life. Such is life. Hmm. Do I want to give her an umbrella though? Actually, I think I would give her like a feather fan, cause like, cause she is like a bit of a French Italian character. So like, I'm actually really thinking about this right now, cause I've also been on like a Francophile kick recently. So I'm like, and her style of dress is reminiscent of Gothic Lolita and French Victorian. So actually, I don't think there are many French Japanese, or is it like Franco Japanese? People of combined French and Japanese descent. So I think I would like to combine those two aspects in her character. And I think instead of going for like the cane or an umbrella, I think I might go with like a feathered fan. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, yeah, because like the fan is definitely a socialite item. And you see, this is why I like streams because they help me think of different character concepts and ideas. Because the fan has significance to both Japanese culture as it does, well, Japanese and Chinese culture, as well as with French culture. So I think that a fan would be a really nice object for her to have. And I do think I'm gonna have her hiding her face a little bit with her fan as well. That's because I'm still not done with her. But yeah, men and women seeking revenge for wrongdoings done unto them. That's the that's the whole show. I'm actually glad that people are stopping by and checking out because I don't know, it feels good and it feels nice to just share this with people. Because I've been ruminating on this for a while and almost feels like I've been talking into the void. Well, actually, yeah, because the character, the kid, he's like more Creole lineage, so it would make sense for him to have a cane. I mean, and his name is Nancy too, so like that would be pretty on brand for him to have the cane and then for her to have like the feathered fan. And that'd be like some very interesting like character dynamic between them because she's a very powerful magic user and he's a kid, so while he is powerful enough to join the group, and that in that same vein, his magic is definitely more illusion and trickery based. Hmm. I'm coming up with a lot of ideas. I'm liking this. But then I have to do like research on like what's the relationship between. Actually, I'll worry about that later. I'll worry about that later. It ain't that bad. Ooh, hello. I got three concurrent viewers. How is everyone? Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, things you would like to ask me as I am sitting here and working on an animation? Any questions, anything at all? There are no tough topics for me. Ooh, wow, 13 views. Hello, everyone. How are you? It is nice to see such amazing and interesting people come by and enjoy themselves. Welcome to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. My name is Owoh. I am a 2D animator and graphic designer. I do a little bit of everything. While I mainly do 2D animation, I also do character art, character design, and other things like that. It is good to see so many interesting and amazing people stop by. There is no selection brush. So I wonder, so I may just have to like move this entire thing and have it sort of be right here. Look, when it comes to animation, there's going to be a lot of lassoing and resizing and moving objects and characters and people, and it's a process. But do not judge the process, okay? Because at the end of the day, this process is how you people get your. I'm going on a whole tangent. At the end of the day, this process is how you people get your shows. So you can't complain too much, all right? You can complain. I ain't gonna stop you from complaining, but don't get too mad now. So I'm definitely gonna go back and add more detail just because I have more detail to work with. But and I do want to rough them out now. Now that I've reached this point. Let's see here. Well, dang, I got the onion skin on. That's probably why I'm facing so many difficulties. Sometimes when you're animating, you put the onion skin on so then you can see the previous frame, so then you can know what slight adjustments to make. The only issue is that if you keep it on for too long, your eyes get confused. Your eyes can get confused, and your art can end up looking really, really bad. But that is okay because in animation, it's very much live and let learn. I'm working on their outfits right now. I'll work on I'll do the outfits for right now, and then I can work on their facial expressions later, because that has to do with the audio, and I'm actually feeling kind of self conscious about my audio right now, because I'm like, my audio is kind of crap. Like, you guys don't need to listen to that. You guys don't need to hear that. I mean, eventually I'm going to have to post it, because I do need to get better with my audio, but it's all good. You know, it's a process. Art, animation, all of this stuff is a process. We are all learning together. And that is the glorious and amazing aspect of it. Let me make a timing chart real quick. So, another thing in animation is called a timing chart. Essentially, you use it for your bigger animations, like if you're animating a fight or some form of high extensive detailed animation, like a character motion. If you want there to be a seamless transition between one frame and the other, you set up a timing chart. For mouth seeking facial animations, you can be a bit more lenient and you don't need a chart for that. Though some people do still use charts for mouth mouth sync. It's a 50-50. Like, some people can do it without a time chart, other people need a time chart. And timing charts are mainly for when you are the storyboard artist and you're giving the animation to an in-betweener to in between for you. But when you don't have money and you don't have a studio and you don't have staff, you end up doing it all by yourself, which is why it's a good thing for you to know this in case you do go independent like me and many others. So this is just an easy, I would say, single frame or two frames from this position to this position. Let's go for something more. Hmm. Yeah, let's go from here to right here. So for this frame, and then I'll probably add it right here. So from frame 120 to 166, I want it to be. I need to listen to my audio in order to do that. I think, I'm gonna go on faith. So first, let us find a color for this timing chart, and you can put the timing chart in your left hand corner or right hand corner. It's up to your preference. I'm left handed, so I'm putting this in the right. So from the beginning frame, which we'll say is 140, to 165. I want it to slow. Well, actually, no, I want it to be fast, then slow. And so the more frames you choose, essentially, the slower the animation is going to be. First, you need to find a midpoint. Where is the point where the animation is going to be half completed? What is the midpoint from this frame to this frame? So a midpoint from this frame to this frame would likely be a motion or a spot in which both the full body and full face is in view before it goes into this sort of head and shoulder motion. So we're going to choose the midpoint to be right here. Let's set it as, I would say let's be gracious and set it at 150. So because it's going to be a quick motion and then it's going to ease out slowly, that means that there is going to be one in between from 140 to 150, and then it's going to slowly ease out from 150 down to 165. So that means that there are then going to be 4 frames. Four frames from 150 to 165. So how that's going to look is, let us now go to frame 150 right here. We are going to make a new frame. Let us put on our onion skin so we can see our beginning and end. We have it right here. And so as a animator, you pick up a skill as you draw and as you animate that allows you to see in between the frames. That's the best way I've been able to describe it. It's like the world is a movie and you can see each and every single motion that allows a person to commit to an action. And that is what I mean by seeing in between the frames. It also helps to physically move from frame to frame as well, just so you have that jump in view in case you need to quickly go back to it. Another thing that we can go over is playing with ones, twos, and threes. Essentially, there is a method of playing with your speed when you make time charts, as well as playing with the spacing of those time charts and of the value of the frames that you're animating. So there are ones, twos, and threes. Ones and twos are mainly used for high action scenes, whereas threes, having three spaces per frame or three frames per late or three frames per object, is more so for slower bits of animation. So I am going to finish it right here. Let me finish this layer, and then I'm going to close out my animation because sadly there's no rest for the wicked. I got some chores to do. Mama Owoh's Corner has called me, and she wants me to do this and that. It's a good thing she don't watch my streams like that, because she probably would be getting off the phone, getting off work, and say, "You calling me Mama Owoh? You saying I'm fussing at you?" And then she, like, I'll be in the middle of a stream. She just come in and whoop me. Yeah. But I love my mama, so I'm just gonna do this real quick and close it out for y'all. Cause I have been going for a while now. It's like 2 hours now. Y'all got better stuff to do. Y'all don't need to be sitting here watching me animate. I mean, you can if you want to. I won't. I wouldn't judge. I wouldn't say anything. But anyway, and I think I have sort of reached my limit for today. So I do hope that you all enjoyed. Anyway, it's time for me to go, sadly. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for coming. You guys are awesome. I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I hope y'all enjoyed. Uh, I'll go over some more about animation and animation styles in a later video. What else was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. I also have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee in the description below, as well as a Fiverr account in case you want to contact me and get some original work from me. Anyway, that's all, folks. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Uh, Bye. Oh, I stream Tuesdays and Fridays around noon. Yeah, this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. See you guys in the next video or live stream. Bye.